What's up, guys? Lore here, and today we're taking a look at even more Heart of the Swarm beta action. That's right. Got another random replay here from drop.sc on the northwest position here on Akalon Waste. We have Bourne as the red Protoss manning up the northwest portion of the, I don't know, whatever. Southeast portion of the map, we have our blue Zerg, Minesweeper. Now, once again, this is a random replay from drop.sc, which means I have no idea who these guys are, and there is a good chance that they might be terrible. We'll have to figure out what is actually happening with these guys as time goes on, whether or not they're actually any good or not. But, regardless of that, regardless of the relative skill levels of these individual players, who may actually also be fine. We'll see. We'll find out in a moment. I'm also giving away Heart of the Swarm beta keys. Ooh, that's an early pool there from Minesweeper. That was a pool on 9, it looked like. Interesting. But yes, I'm giving away Heart of the Swarm beta keys every day this week. I am giving away 4 Heart of the Swarm beta keys every business day. So 5 days this week, 4 Heart of the Swarm beta keys, total of 20 keys. I'm giving them away on each one of these casts that I upload on a daily basis. Every day this week. So, if you would like to get a chance to win yourself some Heart of the Swarm beta access, all you need to do is leave a comment on this video. I will be making random drawings every day as I post the next video. So when I post the next video, that's when I will then go back and draw the winners of the previous video. And that's when you will have to check your YouTube inbox. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, I'm going to quit rambling about that. And we're going to check and see what's happening here. Wow, 6 Zerglings coming out very fast from Minesweeper as well. Definitely going to be going for some early aggression here, I would hope. Otherwise, we may get back to that whole being terrible thing. Meanwhile, Bourne is going for something a lot more normal. He's got his assimilator on the way, sitting around 16 supply. He's got his gateway about to finish. And he should be about ready to drop down that cybernetics core once that finishes. Yeah, he's just a little bit shy on the minerals. He actually cancels a... Ooh, that's a bit of a mess. Cancels a pylon to be able to drop down his cybernetics core. Not a huge fan of that. It's just a little bit of a mix-up in his build order. We'll see if it ends up costing him, as these Zerglings are now on the way, passing that drone that was doing some scouting. They're going to come up right up into this ramp up in here, and this is not a wall-in either, is the other important thing. They're going to be able to get up in there and do some damage. Now, this is not a 6 pool. It looks like he still is at least considering doing something behind it. He does have this Zergling, or excuse me, the Zealot out up over here. The Zealot's going to take some hits from that, pulling all of his probes off of the line. Good response to that. May lose that little probe there. Nope, he's actually going to... Wow, is he actually going to defend this without taking any losses? Wow, very nice response there from Bourne, microing those probes around just a little bit. It does not look like he actually lost anything. Whoops, that's the wrong tab. And that's the wrong tab too. There we go. No, 0 workers killed. Wow. Very nice reaction there from Bourne. Now behind this, Minesweeper has gotten his expansion up, or is getting his expansion up. He's getting a gas. He's been adding on overlords and other such like drones and such this whole time. In fact, if we check the units tab, he's only just behind in drones. He's behind by 3 drones, which incidentally is the exact number of larvae that he spent to bring these Zerglings over here. Okay, that's kind of funny. 1 Zergling comes in with no hit points, and Bourne pulls all of his probes off the line. Minesweeper says 4 gas, which is actually incorrect. There's only 3 in the gas, so Minesweeper is trying to be a bit cheeky right now, I think. He's just trying to psych his opponent out a little bit. That was definitely an early build that was designed around trying to force a lot more of an early response than was actually necessary. Meanwhile, now this 1 Zealot's going to come up in here, and he'll be met with a swift demise. There's way too much here for him to actually be able to do any damage against. And actually, the mothership core has come up over here. I believe this mothership core can be killed by these two queens. Yeah, that's not going to go well for him at all. He's going to have to pull that away. I'm assuming that that was what he thought was the appropriate response, because he thought he was being 6-pooled. When he sees those 6 Zerglings coming into his base that early on, you're going to assume that that's a 6-pool. Now, while this is going on, he is managing to put on some decent pressure up over here while the queens are working their way down to this expansion. So he will be able to force a whole bunch of extra Zerglings. That's an extra... I don't know how many Zerglings that is. I can't count right now. He's going to lose these couple of Zealots for sure. Did he lose both of them or just 1? Where did they go? Oh, there it is. It's just sitting over that. Yeah, it looks like he lost both both zealots. Actually, there's a much easier way for me to check. Yeah, there we go. Did lose both zealots. And he's actually not continuing any sort of production over here, which is a bit of a mistake, I think. And he's not supply blocked either. But he is, however, getting up a couple more gateways and a forge and getting his expansion up. This expansion is now up for Minesweeper. He has yet to actually use it. And yeah, that's a whole lot of Zerglings that he built that aren't going to really do him any good with this wall in over here. He's really not going to be able to do too much. That photon cannon will be finished very shortly, which means that Bourne has done not the best response to that early pressure, but an interesting response nonetheless, and it seems to be at least marginally effective. Ooh, double Stargate coming down now for Bourne. Going to be seeing a lot of airplay. We've been seeing a lot of airplay out. It's kind of like I get excited about seeing double Stargate still just because it was so long in Wings of Liberty. You barely ever saw a Stargate. But we've been seeing a ton of Stargate play with the new units added in Heart of the Swarm, especially the Oracle has been really strong. Zergling thought he had it made. He thought he was home free. But that one last shot from that photon cannon finished him off. Not quite a tight wall in there. And honestly, would have liked to see the gap be a little bit closer to that photon cannon. But oh, here comes a whole bunch of Zerglings. They are going to come in here, and there is that gap, so they are going to be able to sneak by. Bit of a mistake in that wall in. Ooh, and that force field comes way too late, so these guys now are going to get up in here and be able to do a ton of economic damage, forcing to pull them off the line. May be able to get down this Nexus. There are not a lot of units here for Bourne. He's not going to be able to really do much about this. He's going to send the probes around. He's going to recall his mothership core to hopefully be able to utilize that, what's it called, photon overcharge ability. And it looks like he actually has not used photon overcharge. It doesn't look like, no, he hasn't. But these are going to eventually be able to be cleaned up. But that was a, wow, still 0 workers killed. How did that actually happen? How did that, I don't understand. He must have been like too focused on target firing that Nexus and actually let all those probes kill all of his Zerglings. Weird. Very weird. That should not have happened. That's not something that should ever be possible. But apparently it did happen because we are in drop SC random replay zone where who knows what can actually happen. Third base now coming up for Minesweeper over here. He is behind in supply, but he is using this aggression to get himself out a couple of extra bases. So at the very least, he's got that going for him. But there are a few Phoenixes now. Looks like a total of 4 Phoenixes now on their way over to Minesweeper's base. He's going to spot this expansion here. Can't really do anything with it at the moment with those Phoenixes, but he can come up over here, maybe poke at some of these guys a little bit. No, there is a Spore Crawler over there that's going to force him to pull back. And he's probably going to swing around. Oops, probably going to swing around behind here. Yeah, there gets a free drone. And actually, there's nothing. Oh, never mind. A Spore Crawler just now finished over there at Minesweeper's main mineral line. So I feel like Bourne's not going to be able to do too much with those. There's another Spore Crawler up over there with just these now 5 Phoenixes floating around over here. He's not going to be able to do too much damage, but he is able to stay active with those on the map and keep Minesweeper from really feeling comfortable about pushing out. And as he adds on more and more, eventually he will be able to go in there, despite that one Spore Crawler, and still do some damage. Ooh, nice. Picking off a free queen up over here. Any little thing like that you can do with Phoenixes in a case like this is always, always good. Picking off Overlords, especially if he finds these couple down over here, that would be amazing for him. We do now have a third base coming up for Bourne as well behind this, getting down his rocks and adding on robotics facility over here. So that's good. Ooh, a little bit of a harassment going down over here. No Spore Crawler here yet, so he was able to clear this base of workers. That is now 8 workers lost for Minesweeper in this case. So, ooh, can he catch those drones? Oh, he just barely did not see those. That would have been another nice catch for him. He's going to come in here again. He's going to lift up this queen, get a free queen kill. If he micros that one away, yes, very nice. Microing away the sick Phoenix. I don't know why sick was the first word that came to mind, but he does micro away the sick Phoenix. Oh, wow. Holy crap, that's a lot more. And he's actually pulling out, but I don't really know why. There's actually nothing even anywhere remotely close to being able to defend that. That is now 14 workers killed by this batch of Phoenixes. Very, very nice Phoenix play coming out of Bourne over here. Meanwhile, there's really just nothing going on in terms of pressure from Minesweeper anymore. He's been so far and just so harassed, I guess is a good way to put it. He's been getting so much crap thrown in his face by these Phoenixes, and here he comes in again. He's going to get more free drones. Minesweeper really is just not doing anything to defend these. And oh, can he get the... just barely gets that fungal off in time. was not able to get that free kill on that infestor, which would have been really, really nice. However, he does now have infestors, which is going to shut down those Phoenix that Phoenix play a little bit, as well as somewhere around here. Zergs always love to hide this thing. There it is. There's the Spire on the way for Minesweeper. So could be seeing some Mutalisk play. More likely we'll see Corruptors into Broodlords, considering the sort of Phoenix heavy play that we've been seeing so far. Which would not be a bad idea at all, because Bourne is in fact going Colossi. He now has 2 robotics facilities up and running. And I imagine we'll be seeing a second Colossi in production out of that very soon. He's got his extended thermal lances on the way. And he's also getting Blink behind this. So that's a very interesting choice. Blink and Oracles and ground weapon upgrades. And he's kind of going in a lot of different directions at once, which is a bit iffy. Now, considering he does have those 3 bases up and running, and it looks like he has a decent amount of minerals at the very least. Or resources, I should say, banked behind that. Ooh, Minesweeper's going to come in there. And he's going to see, he will see the Twilight Council. He will see the Oracles. Is he going to see? Yes, there. Now he sees the robotics facilities. So Minesweeper now has a really good sense of what's going on. And he should know that that Spire was actually a really good choice. He's now actually morphing that into a Greater Spire very early on. Immediately going for that Greater Spire. And he's actually making a second Spire. Okay, well, he's going for some 2 Spire play, which is not ideal. Now, he may be going for like super fast upgrades or something like that, but it is a very expensive structure to actually build, so a bit confused by that. We'll have to see what he ends up doing. He's actually adding on 10 spine crawlers all over the place now, too. And wow, he has nothing at this base yet either. Wow, 10 spine crawlers out here in the middle, and ooh, he does manage to land a decent fungal on those Oracles. And another fungal on the... One more fungal could get that with the... Sorry, words are having trouble at the moment. He does manage to pick off several of those infestors. But with those fungals, if you can get one more fungal, no, those are going to get away. Very, very injured. Ooh, he goes right back after them again, though. And now he is going to lose all of these Phoenixes, I would imagine. If he doesn't, it will be an absolute miracle. One more fungal will kill them. Neither player is actually paying attention to this right now. Nothing else is going on anywhere else, but just neither player is actually paying... Is that... Okay, don't worry. That one infested Terran, he had it. He had the work done. He was taking care of it. So Bourne now finding himself without much in the way of a Sky Army, which is fine because he's been transitioning into Colossus. He now has 5 Colossus up, which is a pretty substantial amount. And what is gravitic boosters? What is that? Observer movement speed. Alright, we don't really see that too often, but he's going for it anyway. Could not even remember the name of it because it's just not an upgrade that we see very often. Lots of Colossi up though. This is an interesting little wall in behind the wall in over here. He says, yeah, if you try and kill those rocks, you're gonna have to kill a whole bunch of other stuff behind it, which is kind of weird because I imagine he would just go up that ramp, but whatever. And now, what happens next? More expansions being added on. Ooh, Dark Shrine on the way. And wow, that is a lot more gateways being added on. Alright, so we're going to start seeing a huge swing forward in terms of gateway unit production for Bourne. And there we see Bourne dropping down that time warp ability. It doesn't seem as effective as a... Like, obviously it's effective. It just slows the unit's movement speed by 50%, but it doesn't seem horribly effective as a harassment tool. It's just something that you can kind of throw in there just to stay active with your... Oh, and he gets the fungal off on both of the Oracles, and those are going to go down for sure. Not quite even able to kill off that spine crawler. But this army is now on the move, heading around with that observer, cleaning up this creep. By the way, Minesweeper has pretty good creep spread at the moment, but that will end very shortly as he continues to sweep around here with his observer and his stalkers, killing off all of it. And actually almost killing one of his own zealots. Whoops. A bit of a slip up there. Now, the only thing that concerns me about this little force he's got moving around over here, he's going to spot this expansion up over here and should be able to deny that. If he's paying attention, there's an expansion right there, dude. You can, okay. Well, he doesn't care about that expansion apparently. He's just going to keep moving around and cleaning up creep. That's more important right now. He's like, you can get minerals if you want, just keep your purple goo away from me. But one thing that does concern me a little bit is how exposed he's actually left these Colossi. If these Corruptors, I guess they're Broodlords now, but if those Corruptors had been moving around up over there, that would have been some free Colossi kills. But fortunately for Bourne, Minesweeper is not staying super active, and in fact, Bourne is now supply blocked, or excuse me, max supply. I guess that technically does mean he's supply blocked, but max supply was what I was trying to say. And he has himself a nice bank as well, which is no mistake. That's something you see Protoss players. It's become pretty much standard for Protoss players in the past several months, where you, in fact, for even longer than that, a year or so now, this has been standard, where you will get a maxed army and then just sort of sit with it for a minute and let yourself max out and get a ton of gateways behind. He has a total of, let's see here, 13 warp gates, with one sitting out as a gateway that should be morphed over, but that's a significant number of units, potential units sitting behind this that he will be able to immediately warp in as he starts losing units. So this could be a really scary push here from Bourne. He's actually just not quite going to take down those rocks. Says, I don't care about those rocks that much. Gonna move around up over here. Ooh, and the Broodlords might be exposed. That is a lot of Colossi. Holy crap, that is a large number of Colossi. This is scary town for Minesweeper. Ooh, nice. He does manage to grab a couple of those Colossi with a fungal growth. He's going to move in with his Corruptors and take down one of them right away. Gets a free Colossi. Didn't really look like he lost anything in that exchange either. In fact, that's actually a spine crawler behind there that took some damage, so didn't really lose anything. Nice free Colossi with that fungal growth. Ooh, and now Mothership is morphing in from the Mothership core. It's kind of neat that they can do that kind of anywhere now, and the Mothership core is so much faster than the normal Mothership, so it's an interesting little tactical play to move out that Mothership core before... Wow, that's a lot of spine crawlers. He does not want to lose that base at all. Oh, we may have a bit of an engagement down here. Ooh, looks like he lost a whole bunch of infestors. That's a bit of an oopsie. May have actually taken out another Colossi. I didn't actually see. I was too distracted by the 8 million spine crawlers up over there. And just not much else going on in production just yet. He's slowly sieging away at this up over here. We do have air upgrades on the way, and a Nidus Worm, 2 Nidus Worms on the way. That's an interesting. 2 Nidus networks. There's one. We have a 25-minute Roach Warren. That's an interesting choice. There's another Nidus network around here somewhere. I'm not sure where exactly it is. But meanwhile, these Colossi are just doing work over here. They are ripping everything apart. They're sure they're getting fungled. And where is its escort? Oh, it's around behind. He's going to come around and try and go for the flank. He's going to blink in on top of this army and try and start working on some of those Broodlords. And it does appear to actually be working. The Colossi numbers are falling rapidly. And wow, that didn't actually work for him. He does drop down some force fields to try to escape, but he has lost a whole bunch of his army in the meantime. That was actually a relatively even exchange overall. There's not much left of Minesweeper's army, but there's not much left of Bourne's either. Yeah, I don't know why he decided to move in without that Mothership. He was morphing it, and I believe it was just about to finish, but then he decided to move in anyway. And this is interesting, adding in Immortals now at this late stage of the game. Just an interesting choice, and this one Colossus over here says, you know what? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I've had enough. So that's a strange choice. Bourne is, however, once again maxed out and still floating quite a bit of a bank, which actually means he needs to be more active. He needs to be attacking more. He needs a forward pylon. He does not have a pylon anywhere near his opponent's base right now, which is another bit of an iffy mistake. This is an interesting choice. He's actually sieging these spine crawlers from behind those destructible rocks. They're not, the destructible rocks are not dead yet, so ground units would not be able to attack, but it doesn't really matter because here come the Corruptors. He does manage to get a nice blink in and take out a couple of them right away, while this Overseer is scouting around over here. But this army is once again looking pretty scary, but holy crap, infestors. That is a lot of infestors. They're going to be spitting out those infested Terrans like crazy, but unfortunately too many of them got too close to that massive number. What was the point of that? Did he just vortex the infested Terrans? Is that what that was for? That is a confusing choice to make. I really want to know what was in that. 2 infested Terrans and a Stalker and a Corruptor. Not exactly the most effective. Oh, Zerglings coming over here. He's going to blink to try and pick off a couple of them, and he's actually going to be able to... He should be able to kill off that expansion up over there. These Zerglings won't get too much done. But this expansion up over here is going to fall. So another bit of a what? What? Ooh, Nidus Worm. Wait, what? Why is he Nidusing over here? What? What? That's a... Another Nidus Worm up over here. This one makes a little bit more sense. I mean, it's gonna die, but I don't... Well, congratulations, you have successfully blocked this expansion with a Nidus Worm. And then he just sends Zerglings to go look at it. I don't understand what that was all about. Sending in more Zerglings into their certain death. He seems to be attacking quite a bit with these like little bunches of Zerglings that he's just not going to be able to do anything with. He did burrow a couple of them, which is an interesting choice. But since those two Stalkers appear to be going it alone, I don't think we're really going to see too much out of that. So let's see here. Wow. Bourne is actually adding on a whole bunch more Stargates now. A lot more Stargates. Holy crap. He's going up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Stargates that he will have here very soon. Okay. That's an interesting choice. I don't actually know what the point of that is. But okay, we'll have to see what he ends up doing. Honestly, I feel like Bourne could have won this a couple times over if he just had this pylon earlier to where he was able to warp in reinforcing units at the front. Besides, he does not want to lose that this expansion over here. Oh, he actually burrowed the drone, which is actually kind of a cheeky move. Oh, hang on, never mind. We got a little bit of a infestor harassment going on over here. These Dark Templar are going to clean that up. And now we got another attack going on up over here, trying to take out this base yet again. And this actually looks like a good engagement for Bourne over here. He's going to lose a bunch of Colossi to these... Wow, he needs to be target firing those Corruptors down. He's just not doing that, and he's losing Colossi for no real reason. That's unfortunate. He does drop down a Vortex, but it's a little bit too far forward. Doesn't really seem to get too much into it. And this engagement is actually going horribly for Bourne now. These Broodlords in the back are just doing work on the rest of Bourne's army. That Vortex was not where it needed to be. Now he's actually... Oh, it died right away. He had actually neuroparasited the mothership, it looked like, in there. And yeah, that did not go well for Bourne in the slightest. He's now at 100 and... Well, okay, never mind. Now backed up to 159 supply. And climbing yet again thanks to that massive bank he had. But his bank is now gone. He's now down to 250 minerals and only about 200 gas. So he will not be able to do something like that again. That was a lot of... That was a poor day for that poor Zealot down over there. Does he actually have... No, okay, that's all Stalkers. I thought he had Dark Templars in with his mothership for a second, which would have been the... I wonder if a mothership next to a Dark Templar actually makes them visible. That'd be strange. This is... I don't know why he keeps trying to take this base. I feel like this one would have been a much stronger choice, except that I guess he had it blocked by that weird Nidus Worm that he dropped earlier. But we will see what happens as we continue here. This Zergling run-by is going to be effective. And oh no, that's a whole lot of probes coming in there. Yeah, pulls those probes away right away. And is he going to lose these Zerglings to probes yet again? Is he going to do the same mistake twice? Trying to target fire down the Nexus. He will get the Nexus. But now he's going to lose... Well, he actually did manage to kill a few probes in there too. So I guess that did end up being a good choice to stay target firing the Nexus. I feel like Bourne had a good shot at being able to clear that out though. And what are we producing out of all of these Stargates? That's right, Tempests. Going for mass Tempest at this point. At this 33-minute point in the game. Really, really weird game that we've seen so far. He's now he doesn't even care about... Oh, Bourne says something is OP? What? Is he talking about the, like, infestors or something? I must have missed something. Because there really wasn't any action on the minimap at that particular point in time. Apparently something is overpowered. We have another Nidus Worm coming down over here. Like, again, I don't really know what the point of that Nidus Worm is. And now, as this game continues, approaching the 35-minute mark for a game that honestly should have been over a while ago. That is a lot of Tempest. Holy crap, that's a lot of Tempest. We do have more and more... What do you mean this is easy? Minesweeper, you have been on the ropes this whole game. I don't think you really realize how far behind you've been. Yeah. Yeah. This is now what's happening. There goes that base. Tempests are going to take out those broodlings for some reason. Apparently they don't like that very much. Nidus worms spitting things out. Like, what? Why are you Nidus worming your own creep? That is a lot of infestors. So, Minesweeper seems convinced that the infestor can carry him to victory. Now, infestors are a little strong, but I don't think you can win a game with just infestors, which seems to be what he's trying to do. I guess we'll find out, because holy crap, that is a lot of infestitarians going to come up over here and take out that base. Meanwhile, this massive amount of Tempests up over here decides that Nidus network is the worst thing that they need to take out in a hurry. We may end up with some sort of weird Tempest versus Infestor base race. We do have these Broodlords swinging over there, which we'll be able to get over there in a short amount of time. But now these Tempests are just sort of picking everything apart. And oh, here comes the trash talk. Poor boy. As these... Oh, never mind. I guess he just sent a whole bunch of Overseers over there. Strange. Now the Tempests are going to swing around over here, and they will be able to take out those Broodlords very easily as they continue to try and do some damage. I don't know what happened to all of the Infestors. He may have lost them. And here come... Yeah, Tempests are actually really, really good against Broodlords, if you can't tell by the melting that's currently happening. Okay, that was awesome. More and more Broodlords dying rapidly. I mean, Minesweeper's doing damage with this, but he's not doing nearly enough. He's losing his entire army. Now, he does have a huge bank behind this, but he doesn't have gas. All he can really do is make a ton of Zerglings, which he may very well try to do. But, what?
Assimilation successful.
Assimilation successful? What is something neural parasited? Is that what that... Did they actually add a sound for a neural parasited mothership? That would be interesting. Dark Templar up over there doing work on that thing. Something going on over there. I wanted to see what that was. Now the Infestors are actually working well against the Tempests. Just because there's no ground army here. There's nothing to really go along with this. Now they do spread out fairly well, so he has to use a lot of fungals to be able to actually kill that off. And now with the Observer in there, he's going to be able to chase these down. And he's going to blink after them, and he should be able to pick off a few. They're still working on the Infestitarians over there. Should be able to pick off several of these Infestors. He needs to unburrow that one right there. He had him targeted, and then he didn't do anything with it. He needed to unburrow him, yeah, and he loses that high energy Infestor. We do have a Nidus Worm coming in the back up over here. There's a lot of those guys for some reason. And he's like distance, I don't know what that's all about. We have a whole lot, or we have this this Nidus network coming in. It's going to finish, but is there anything even in it? No, there's nothing in the Nidus network. So, again... very weird. And now with these Archons out here, I feel like the Spectre of Death is knocking at Minesweeper's door. Well, I don't know. Maybe this game could go on for a little bit longer. You can't really tell with these things. He's gonna kill off that Nidus network with those probes over there. That's down. He's adding on 2 more Nidus networks up over here. Those probes are gonna go attack that. But the thing is, he just doesn't have anything. Where'd the actual network go? There it is. He doesn't have anything in the actual Nidus network, so he's just wasting resources on sending out these Nidus worms. So I don't know what he thinks he's doing with those. There's nothing for him to even send over there. Oh, very nice. These Dark Templar come over here and actually manage to kill off that Spore Crawler. He's going to make another one, but they will be able to kill that if he focuses on it and pays attention. Or, you know, these Infestors can come up over here and get a fungal off. There we go. The fungal does reveal the Dark Templar just long enough to be able to finish them off. Did manage to do a little bit more damage with that. Oh, goodbye, Broodlord. You will not live to see another day. And this we have a pylon being built next to a hatchery. Well, these games, man, these random drop SC games, when they start to go long, they start to get ridiculous. This is nuts, what we're seeing right now. Crazy, messed up, just silly. This is just silly. That's all this is. We have 2 people now distance mining from the same expansion. That Dark Templar is doing some work over there, getting himself some free kills. This expansion is going to go down. Will he cancel it? I somewhat doubt he actually will. Yeah, no cancel on that. And a whole lot of Corruptors out now. You may be able to just completely annihilate this. He has managed to... I don't even... Oh, he neural parasited the mothership. Oh, very nice move there, actually. Neural parasiting the mothership in the middle of that, which turned around the cloak field. and basically meant that he lost a whole bunch of stuff. However, the Vortex just now has finished, and these guys are going to do a little bit more damage before falling down. And actually, after that engagement, despite the fact that he lost all of his Tempest in the middle of that, Bourne is still up 50 supply, and he's got these Archons now running around over here, just able to do a little bit of extra damage. There just is not much in the way of units now from Minesweeper. He's got a few Corruptors, and that's it. He has no ground army. He's now spawning in a bunch of Zerglings, but these Archons are going to rip those guys to shreds, and there we go. That's the end of the game. Minesweeper has had enough, realizes that, okay, I can't build Zerglings to be able to take out a whole bunch of Archons, or this Tempest for that matter. That thing was going to continue to shoot things. I don't know. He had some Corruptors around still somewhere. I don't really know where those guys were actually at. Plus, Bourne was sending in some more... Oh, there's the Corruptors. Bourne was sending in some more Zerglings up, or excuse me, Zealots up over here to take out the rest of that. So, yeah, weird game. I feel like Bourne had the upper hand for the vast majority of that game. Minesweeper was managing to stay in with it with some Infestor play, but just really weird game. I don't know what was going on with those Nidus networks. That was just weird. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. GG's to both players. My name is Lore, and I will see you in the next match.